Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ilyasha Nabiel, and today's assignment is actually for LTC English. And then today I'm going to explain you about the Communist Party of China itself. This is one of the element of international relations that I think one of the most fundamental things that we must know, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so in this Communist Party of China, there are several parts that I'm going to explain in here. The first is actually the social, how is the social and political uh, system in China itself, and then the leadership, the value system, the regular activities, and then the true believers of this Communist Party of China itself. Now, let's crack the history of Communist Party of China itself first. Okay, as you can see on the screen, we're going to talking about the social and political. Okay, so the Chinese Communist Party was a China's political party that formed on July 23 in 19th century, founded by Li Dazhou and Chen Duxiu of the Russian revolutions and Vladimir Lenin's ideas, and stand in the city of Shanghai in the regions controlled by France. So, in this topic, I would like to give you two conditions related to the main topic. Conditions that I mean here is actually before and after the existence of this Communist Party itself, right? So, before the civilizations in the form of an empire, not as the same governance like today. So the old system actually is an empire in China itself. Since more than 4,000 years ago, China is actually imperial dynasties that have fluctuated and changed, name one of the most advanced civilizations in the world. So that's why we can guess that actually why China become one of the most biggest countries right now with supportive economic aspect. It just because of their people in the previous time, even in the past, it's actually one of the most advanced civilizations in the world. So that's why we don't have to worry about the capability that they have. That's why they can compete with the Western influence itself. And then after, in the form of republic. So before, if we compare the political system of the Communist Party of China itself, it's actually it's quite different. It's quite different because of an empire. Most of the kingdom apply or implement the same system, but today it's the form of republic, right? The rapid progress in economics and technology and social welfare, I guess it's because of the advanced civilizations that they have in the past or even in the previous time. That's why that was the basic for them, essentially to build the strong economics and then rapid progress in economics, technology, and social welfare itself. I guess that's why there are a lot of reasons that China is actually compete with others superpower countries, and now they become superpower countries, right? And then the great political power of communists in the world. As we know, the history of the Cold War itself between the communists, socialists against the capitalists, and liberalism itself, right? So post Cold War, each countries that believes in communists, they have a big influence itself, but it still compete with another political influence that came from the Western itself. Now, you can see the maps of the China itself in here. Red zones means the territory that apply by Marxism. Next slide. The leadership. As you can see on the screen, this is Mao Zedong is the founder of the party and also the chairman who has a great influence on the progress of the party, of this party in the 19th century. And then Mao was the son of the prosperous peasants in southern Hunan. He had a Chinese nationalist and anti-imperialist outlook early in his life. So he's the founders of the party itself, and also being a chairman for a great influence that they spread all over uh, all over the countries, right? Okay. Next is Mao Zedong was a leader who was charismatic and wise in increasing communist influence China. He was a brave, self-sacrificing nationalist and other leader. All that we can see him leading the war in defending human communism in China. So he's the leader that people know as a charismatic leader. And then he's a good leader. He's kind. Um, he was brave. The point is people framing or portray him as a good leader because of the way he defending the communism in China itself. He has a great or big influence of for communism. The system value of the communism itself. So China's Communist Party aims to develop and advance to the society of state and make it more modern based on the ideological power, the core socialist values, developing socialism with Chinese characteristic and realizing the great rejuvenations of the Chinese nations. It is an important way to cultivate and form of core socialist values, and also an important form of practice to actively promote the popularizations of core socialist values. Many people, especially young people, basically do not watch the mainstream media. Most of the information is obtained from the internet. We must face up to this fact, increase our input, and grasp the initiative in the battlefield of public opinion as soon as possible, so as not to be marginalized. So I think that is the reasons why China communism in China was so big, and then they can compete with others because of they have their own value system itself, system, and then the great results from the communism. And here's the regular activities. The Communism Party activities, the regular activities, actually discussing and holding a meeting to discuss the progress of communist influence globally and how the sportive aspect of the country can progress significantly, and of course regarding the security. So here's the regular activities that usually the Chinese, the communism did before. Of course, they discuss about the progress and how the sportive aspect or even the weak aspect that they are going to strengthen. The true believer of the communists. Many communists can be categorized as fans or fanatics with the social group, but there are several reasons why many people are like that. First, because of the success and glory. So the believer, the true believer or the follower of the Chinese of the Communism Party of China itself is because of China, one of the most advanced civilizations at that time, and then now they become a great country that they can compete in economic or even won the trade war against US, right? So that's why we can call China as one of the successfully country at that time. So of course, if you success, of course, people want to follow you, right? Because of you get the social welfare itself. Then it's relate because of you success and you have a glorious things. Of course, public will follow you. Your own society, your own people will follow you, and then it based on history because of you are the most advanced civilizations at that time, and then now you become one of the biggest country with a great supportive economic aspect. Okay, maybe that's all from me that I can present to you related with the assignment topic, and hopefully this material will be beneficial for all of us. Stay safe and stay healthy. Even though we talk about the communism, but Of course, we have our ideology, we have our beliefs, so that's why we have to believe in what uh, we live in a country that is Indonesia. That's why we don't have to think about another influence, just increase our national integrity. With this all from me, thank you.